we get most of the way, 2/3 of the way up the peninsula of Baja, and then like my map says for 3 hour shorter route, go this way. And so we look at that, but it's a dirt road, and it says like, and we're like, and we have no phone service, so I can't like look at a map and see, okay, it's a state dirt road or it's a paved road. We're like, let's just go the longer route and stay on a paved road.
Yeah, with horrible potholes.
Oh, that wouldn't even better. Yeah, it would have been maybe better because the potholes were awful.
We could drive faster dodging the potholes versus
Yeah.
driving slower on the dirt road, but
Yeah. So we'll see. Hey, what's up, Jen? How are you? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in.
Hello.
What was that?
How many miles was it?
Yeah. I honestly don't know. So we did from La Paz to San Diego, and then from San Diego to Dallas. I honestly don't know how many miles it was. There's a lot.
Go find a Brett.
Yacht shopping, Bavaria C50. Wow, with 11 birds. Wow, that's cool. That's good. You're in awesome with that. I'd love to help you guys with your dogs. It's hard to leave dogs behind. Yeah.
They're with their grandparents.
Yeah, they're gonna stay with their grandparents.
And they're with their brother Jack. There's one more Labradoodle here.
Yeah. So, any word on the deadbeat? No, we're not gonna. I mean, we kind of touched on it just a minute ago. I don't want to get into it. Just kind of pain about it. So.
What am I picking up? Well, originally I left Alaska about last February. And kind of just bounced around everywhere. I got back to the Caribbean, and so my home base is the Caribbean, and I was doing traveling nursing assignments in the U.S. Virgin Islands. So then after the hurricanes, I was going home just to see family. So I left everything there, and then suddenly in a couple of days, I was just flying to Washington to get on the boat.
Yeah.
So
she's got her stuff done.
And I was only going to be on the boat 2 months and go back to the Caribbean, and now.
And it was still like, it still
I
sucks.
guess I don't live there anymore.
Because
taking my stuff.
she's got to leave. Her flight leaves at like 6:30 in the morning tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then so she leaves, and then she gets back at midnight the following night. So you're only going to be gone like 36
I
hours.
land at like
Yeah.
3:30 or something like that, and then I needed to be back at the airport.
But the problem is like because it's so, I mean, because of all the hurricanes and everything, it's still, I mean, it was a $900 and something ticket that we had to buy for her to go there 36 hours, but the shipping would have been more than that.
The flights just never went down because I was going to go over Christmas, and then I was going to go after the holidays, and they just never came down. Like now, I guess the shipping is so backed up.
Yeah.
My stuff just might disappear or show up like 2 months
Well,
later.
I looked at it. I logged on to FedEx. So FedEx and DHL will be able to deliver down there. I looked at the FedEx thing and I was like, okay, you know, a 30-pound bag. How much is that going to cost? It was $1,000 to ship a 30-pound bag. And you're like, I was like, how much stuff do you have? She's like, oh, I
Two
don't.
75-pound.
Yeah, and like so, it's cheaper just for her to go down
and get it.
yeah.
Yeah, and
How's
then
it, South
you know I
Africa?
know it's with
Oh,
me.
we're in
So.
South Africa. Do you guys have any available spots before you leave Cabo? Yes, we do. Brad, I think I emailed with you, didn't I? Yes. The only days, and they may not come now. The owners may not come because they're a little concerned about the cartel stuff. So, but
Well,
the
I'm
only
taking
days.
a different route home, so
Oh, yeah, you're
it's
taking a
through
different
the
route.
heart of Mexico.
Yeah.
And ooh,
So the reason we picked that route because it's a lot faster to go. It's a lot faster to go directly on a ferry from La Paz to Mazatlan, and then from there it's only a 1,000-mile drive to Dallas.
honestly, these potholes with no
Right.
shoulder on the road and like cliffs, I never want to drive that again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, but the problem is we couldn't do that route because the ferry
The
only
ferry.
goes every other day, and so we wanted to leave like 6 a.m. that morning because your parents were leaving that morning,
Yeah.
and the ferry left that night at midnight, so we would have had to wait another 48 hours to catch that ferry,
Right.
or 36 hours. So we're just like, let's just drive the long route. So yeah, tickets from DFW to St. Thomas are 450. Is that round trip? She's got to go to St. Kitts, so she
I gotta go to St.
she
Kitts.
gets to St. Thomas, then she's got to get another puddle jumper to St. Kitts, which is, I don't know, a couple $100 more. So we'll see. What are you doing?
The animal.
What is it?
She's just getting weird, like.
Our 3 dogs and bird are a big reason we can never do more than 70 degrees. Yeah. No, I know.
Traveling, nursing, and sailing goes very well together, by the way.
I did not receive an email. I'm sorry, Radu. Email me
thanks,
back and we'll give you our schedule. But I think the only days that we're really booked are the 19th. Brent, thanks doing podcasts anymore. He quit doing podcasts about a little over a year ago. Which there, I love this podcast. We just got, by the way, we just started podcast. We have episode number 7 out, and we just finished outlining episode number
7-ish, 6 or 7. No, we did 5.
We had 5, 6, 7, so this will be 8 that's coming out.
Wow.
And so we just finished outlining episode number 8 of our podcast, which as soon as we get finished doing this today, we are going to record it and have it up today. So if you have not checked out our podcast,
You should.
you should. It's
Because
on
that's
iTunes, all the other stuff. You can check it out. It's entertaining. I mean, so far the subject's been like, are you ready to go cruising? How much does it cost to go cruising? What's the social life of cruising? Cruising with pets. This one, which I'm outlining right now, is cruising
the Bahamas.
cruising the Bahamas. And so we're gonna hit topics like introduction, some of the best cruising grounds in the world are the Bahamas, and the weather there, the location, the geography, the people, the food, the expenses. And we're gonna detail what it's like to cruise and sail in the Bahamas, so that way it helps you decide where you want to go.
Where I want to go, yeah.
So,
Thanks, Keith.
you look so young. Thank you, Ray.
You want to know why? Because you shaved.
I did, Shay. You can't find it on Spotify. Yeah, we may not be on there. I've applied for Spotify. They're a little harder to do. What's number 7 on the podcast? I don't remember. I have to look it up.
Look it up.
That's not. See, does the ring mean she get hit? That's her grandmother's ring. That's not like a engagement.
Grandmother's ring?
Well, what is it?
My mom just gave this to me. This is the Christmas present
Well,
that left in the mail.
several people said this like on the video. They're like, ooh, look at the ring on her finger. And like, so you.
Not.
No. Bobby might get another haircut before I leave. I don't know, maybe I'll trim my hair.
It's fine right now.
Thank you.
It just needs to stay short.
We were going out like yesterday for me with our friends, and she only saw me for like 10 minutes to shave. I'm like, I don't have time.
Yeah, I got a little snappy. It was just like.
I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. Okay, our other podcast number 7 is. Let me look it up. I don't honestly.
Jen said she wanted to come sailing with us too.
Jen. Yeah, I know.
Jen.
She was gonna come down to
Cabo.
and then it didn't work out for some reason.
Aw.
Why did it come up? There we go. Episode 7 was
Catamaran versus Monohull.
Yeah.
Don beat you too.
I know. Thank you.
Is that our Don?
Yeah, it's our Don.
Hey,
That's
Don.
our guy. So, did he threw his underwear away?
Yeah. I didn't keep them.
He left his socks and underwear, I think. And we figured out
They're
whose
very
shirt that was.
neatly folded in
We
it.
figured out whose shirt that was. The guy
The guy from the
tall-
White House?
Yeah, that guy. He left.
Oh. Well, we still have the shirt. It ended up in the laundry bag, so.
All this ring talk. You guys are a great couple together. Well, thank you.
And buy me a ring. Look at that.
Yeah.
Just buy me all the rings.
Oh, of course. So stupid work. Yeah. So Jen and her husband Eric, were gonna come down and hang out.
That would have been fun.
Lawrence, thanks so much. Yeah, he sent. I just got your email too and your PayPal earlier. Thank you. We'll buy the Baileys for Laura because she's wants that for a copy. Send
Yeah.
Safe trip back to St. Kitts. Thank you so much,
Thank
Lawrence.
you.
And Lawrence, you're relatively new to the channel, right? In the last month or so, I think you became a patron and all that. We thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we want to thank you guys for making this, this last year. It's really coming around, and it's kind of nice. We're kind of hitting an upswing now on the videos.
Oh, he's really, really excited about it. He's just like, oh, you see this? Oh, you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so
it's
thank you
great.
guys for all your patronage. We couldn't do this without you. You guys are the ones. I mean, so if you're not a patron, you can do it for $1 a week. Just go to SailingDeals.com or Patreon.com/SailingDeals really helps out. So
Why is a pretty lady not wearing her bikini? Because it's cold.
we're in Dallas and it's
And
like
it's cold.
50 degrees outside. We're gonna do this chat and then we're gonna record our next podcast, which we'll have out later this evening.
What?
And
You're making me work on Super Bowl Sunday?
and then we'll go to a Super Bowl party.
So, we did, what happened yesterday? We worked,
We
and
did no. We had
we-
brunch with your friend. I
we did
worked.
brunch.
I worked and edited all morning. We got a video.
Yeah,
out.
we got a video
And we
out.
went to brunch with
We
your
had
friends.
brunch, and then we had to come back and get the puppies, and then we went and
had
did
our
a meet and greet.
We had a meet and greet here.
We both got pooped
news post-storm. Okay. Hey, Donna Wynn, thank you. You sent us a PayPal. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Donna.
I don't know much about the Caribbean. I haven't been there lately. Honestly, you guys would know more than us because, well, maybe
We're
if
out of
you
the
go
loop.
down there, you can check it out. But
Yeah.
because we don't watch news or TV anymore. So
Well, when I left, pretty much the St. Kitts airport worked, and I think Puerto Rico finally
Yeah.
was working.
yeah, that's what I've heard. My friend Alberto's down there.
And then about the time we got on this boat, some of the cruise ship ports were opening. I know BDI, US Virgin Islands were open, but
So Bonnie says Laura's great. I'm okay.
always
Did
running
you
okay.
get stopped a lot by the federales? Yes.
Yes, we did. About
Yeah.
every 6 hours at least,
Yeah,
we were
we
stopped.
got stopped probably 5 times. I tell you what helped. If you ever want to smuggle drugs out of Mexico,
What?
have 2 giant dogs with you. Because
Smuggle
they-
anything.
Well,
They,
smuggle anything out.
our dogs were barking like you
Hey,
would not
James
believe.
Gaito since PayPal. Thank you. Cheers to you.
Thank you.
Thank
Our
you.
dogs barked like you would not believe, and basically they're like, roll up your windows. Move on.
Well, yes, we pull up to the, you know, and I think they probably looked a little suspicious because, especially after the first one, we kind of realized the deal. Because, you know, we pull up the thing and like the dogs are sleeping in the back, so Laura will turn around and grab the dogs so they don't go crazy. Because we pull up and I gotta roll out the window and the guys start talking. So soon as that happens, the dog's like, ooh, what is this? And roar, roar, roar. And then they're like, we need to look in the back. And I'm like, well, okay, the dog. So I open up the back and they're like, you know, perros malos, you know, they bite. And I'm like, well,
Maybe.
hey, well, you know, it's posible. And they're like, okay, go.
Yeah, they're just like, I just
Yeah.
don't even want to mess with it. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, like the gun scared me though. I was like, oh, heaven
Yeah.
forbid, like.
No, we did not take a Mexican rental in the U.S. We were gonna do that. We weren't sure on the legality of that. I mean, we were obviously gonna get the insurance for it, but then our neighbors,
Well, he walked over to like just ask our neighbors what they thought about our
because
plan,
they
and
drive
they're like,
back and forth a lot.
well, we want to go,
Yeah.
and they're gonna try to just carpool with us, and then they're just like, oh, it's flu season, yada yada, we're just not gonna go.
Yeah.
Take the keys.
And then it was nice. They just let us use it, and then it was
Yeah.
awesome. So.
They're great.
Phil and Lyra, did you know 64 or Oceana 62? I honestly don't know. I've never been on either one of those. But I'm pretty sure Beneteau owns Genoa now. So they're basically the same boat, I think. I think maybe one's maybe a little more high end. I'm not sure.
So did you know there's a boat show today?
Where?
I don't know, it's today.
You should know.
It's like right now.
In Dallas? I went to the boat
My
show
friend
in
that's
Dallas last year, and it's just ski boats and stuff. It's not any sailboats or anything like that. What's up with that, Thad? Hey, what's happening?
What's up, Dad?
What's up, Dad? See you in a month, I guess.
Yeah, see you soon.
You'll see him on videos coming up. I think he arrives pretty soon. Do you drive back? Yeah, it'd be a lot better driving back because
We won't go way out of the way, we'll just
the
cut
ferry
straight down.
the ferry works for us. We're gonna drive. It's 1,000 miles from Dallas to Mazatlan, a little over, I think 1,100 miles, and then we'll drive to Mazatlan. Google says it's a 20-hour drive. So even if
They don't count for like the potholes and stuff that slow you down though.
yeah. So we're gonna leave Thursday at like 10 a.m. And if it is a 20-hour drive, then we get in at like 6 a.m. But our ferry doesn't leave till like 9 p.m. So we'll have all day in Mazatlan. I don't know, we might even get a hotel room or something like that. But if it ends up taking us longer, like this last trip did, say it takes us 30 hours to get there, well then we still get there in time for the ferry. So there you go. Yes, Beneteau owns Genoa. There you go. Almost 60,000 subscribers. I know. That's awesome.
Yeah, I forgot about the $3 bottle of tequila until today.
It was good. It was good. I was really surprised. You can see the video, like literally, we opened that bottle for the first time
Yeah.
and took a drink.
And then we're all like,
well,
whoa.
that's not bad stuff.
Yeah.
I think Lawrence, I think you put a comment on. Maybe I even replied to it on the video. You said you looked it up, and he said that Rancho Escondido is the like number 1 or 2 vodka or tequila in Mexico. Like as far as like sales, because it's like a cheap,
Okay.
pretty decent. That's
That one? Oh. What, you looked at some statistics on it?
No, I didn't. Lawrence did.
Oh.
He like Googled it. I didn't even look up statistics. He just Googled it. Brett thought you were in. He's in like Washington. Tuned in late. Are you really in Dallas? And why? Where's
Yes.
the boat? How'd you get to Dallas? We drove. We're here dropping off the dogs. We're not going to take them across the Pacific with us, and we'll be driving back on Thursday. So we're only here for 6 days and headed back. So.
Yeah.
30-hour drive. They don't realize it's some dirt roads. Okay, so 30 hours. Yeah, that's why it says 20 hours. We plan to give us ourselves some leeway, you know. So we should
When
be
the
okay.
time comes, what kind of boat are we gonna buy?
Okay.
A Turkish.
Gullet probably. But we're not doing. If I was just world cruising, just a world cruise, I would not buy one of those. But our plan is okay. So for those be good for them because it gets their brand out, kind of like Uber Mirror for La Vagabond. And then, so it'll be good for them. And hopefully it'll be good for us. We'll see about it.
Unbutton Bob shirt, there you go.
Monohull or cat? Well, listen to our podcast, episode
Yeah.
number 7. We answer that question.
Yes.
There is no real answer, but we answer as best we can. So listen to that one.
Yeah, so I'm excited about the gullet because it'll just be bigger and better living spaces, and the rooms will be nicer.
And what we plan to do at that point, this is just our long-term dream. I mean, I think we'll have enough media presence and all that. So the boat out of Thailand, it's Island Spirit Catamarans, and it's managed by Gold Charters of Thailand. You can Google both of those. And so we're going to take their Island Spirit 41. I don't think it's listed on their webpage yet because they literally put the first one out like a couple months ago. But we plan to pick that boat up and sail it to Belize.
Yep.
And then after all that, we maybe try to buy our own gullet to do the eco tour type stuff with scuba diving. So.
Yeah, the boat moves slower. We kind of hang out in a spot.
How much is the cat Island Spirit? I believe the brand new Island Spirit 41s. I believe the base price is $330,000, brand new. But I mean, by the time you add in all your accoutrements and all that, if you want it, if you want air conditioning, you want a generator, all that stuff is more.
Yeah.
So, depends on how you want it. Try.
Good morning, it's Land Basher Blaster Master here with the latest top 10 7 things that you've never heard that'll make the old man that lives on the corner that's blind with the dog squeal with excitement. Stay tuned, watch, bye. Alright everybody, we're going to talk about the war on data. It's a war on data out there. Your data's up for sale everywhere. It's become quote unquote the new lifeblood of capitalism in corporate America. Guys, data is the new currency, and there's some different countries out there trying to control it in different ways. This article here, if you guys have seen it on The Guardian, is missing the point in a few different areas, and it sort of praises countries like China, who have kind of blocked off the internet and insulated their country and insulated their citizens and insulated their companies from the outside influences of major corporations like Google and that sort of thing. They're basically saying that, hey, our data stays in our country and your data can stay in your country, and that's going to enable our businesses to grow and flourish without the influence or the reach of Google coming over here and taking over. China, yes, they may have helped their businesses grow, but the Chinese people are very proud, and companies like Baidu, which is like essentially the Google of China, they also have some really impressive artificial intelligence. I don't think the Chinese people would have sat back and said, yeah, it's cool, we'll just let Google take over the entire market. They won't sit back and do that. Just like they didn't allow Apple to permanently take over the smartphone market. Now you've got Xiaomi and Huawei and all these other companies showing up and being like, no, of course not. We're huge. A company like Baidu, what could have happened if China wasn't fully insulating everything, they could have expanded to the Asian markets, the European markets, and also the USA. And their algorithms and their artificial intelligence are about as good as Google, and some people would argue that their artificial intelligence is better than Google's artificial intelligence. something into Google, well, it comes right back and says, here's what you want to see, right? It doesn't actually show you real research. You need to be using a service like DuckDuckGo. If you want to get away from all the ads and trackers, well, we made the AdGuard video the other day. It was a sponsor. They're not sponsoring this post at all because I believe in their software. You can install that, and it will help get rid of some of those trackers and some of those ads. There's also something else you can do. There's a new browser out called Brave. Now, I highly recommend going and checking out what they have here. We're using Brave right now to do this video. So the Brave browser is a new browser that gets rid of all that junk, the trackers, the bloatware, the malware, and all the ads on all the websites. It gets rid of all that because the internet has turned into like 50 or 60% all that crap, and all your content gets squished and your data gets, your data goes way up. You're not going to have any of that stuff. And one thing that's really interesting, they have a new model that will help, I guess, content creators like us monetize our platforms, and it's done through microtransactions from people coming to the website using cryptocurrency. It's a really interesting idea, and Brave is freaking fast. It's probably faster than the new Firefox. I've been using it for a few days, and it's really nice. So check it out. Moving right along here, San Francisco also has a very interesting idea. They want universal broadband, and here's what they're going to do. They're looking for a company that can roll broadband out everywhere, just fiber all over the place. They want fiber to the door, all the way to the door. And then what they're going to do is they're going to let all the different companies use that fiber and sell service. So a bunch of different companies using the same fiber. So how interesting of an idea is that, to have the infrastructure laid and then let you pick your provider? On top of that, it's going to be an opt-in as far as data collection goes on your private information. So users will have to actually go and opt in and say, yeah, I want Google and these guys to know everything about me. I'm sure it'll be a pretty easy opt-in process if you buy like an Amazon Alexa or something like that, where they're just going to be like, click here to use your Alexa. By the way, you're agreeing to give us all your personal data. I gotta get this rhinoceros out of my throat. So good on you, San Francisco. All right, Uber. They want to make self-driving cars illegal in metropolitan areas. You heard about this? So Uber, I mean, they're together with like Zipcar, and even Lyft is on board with this. But they're saying like, listen, in the future, we want things to be streamlined and easy for people. And if we have so many people owning their own cars, doing whatever the hell they want, it's just going to be confusing and awful for cities. Wow. So we want a mandated, no people can own cars in cities, and no people can drive their cars in cities. When they get inside the cities, they have to use Uber or Lyft or whatever, and it will save them money, So that's what they want. That's going to be difficult for people, especially someone who wants to like own their car and be like, yeah, throw all my stuff in the back seat, and I'm always, imagine someone who's like always on the go for whatever job they have, and they want to sit in the back seat and use their laptop, and they just keep all their stuff. It becomes like their little mobile office. That's where I'm seeing like the future of self-driving cars, is it becomes like a mobile office, especially as the price of energy goes down, we move towards solar and get rid of coal, like clean coal, cue Trump. Amazon has patented wristbands that track the warehouse employees in real time. What? Alright, so here's what Amazon has been doing. They are timing their employees, their warehouse employees, when they go to the bathroom. They have a timer. Sorry, you got dysentery? Not gonna work out. They fire people who call in sick too often. Even if you have sick days, I've heard of several different instances personally where they fire people for being sick, even if they have sick days. You're sick too often, I'm sorry. So the guy here, he gets sick but he comes to work. He spreads it around, but everyone else keeps coming to work, and that's what we want. They time you on how many boxes you pick and throw into the truck every hour and all that kind of stuff. And now they've got these wristbands they say are going to be like totally cool and normal, but what they're really going to be doing is they're going to be monitoring where your hands are and how fast your hands are moving. And if you reach for the wrong box, they're going to give you some haptic feedback, a little gyration, and be like, no, you got the wrong thing. Now that's just the beginning. They're going to make you wear these bracelets at home so they can track what you're doing at home. They want to know everything about you. And here's another really interesting thing. Amazon will give you free Prime in the future if you start wearing these devices so they can figure out what you're doing all day long. They're also going to have a microphone and camera installed. Yeah, your data is going to become your new currency, just like we talked about. Isn't that a wonderful thing? So you'll be able to buy these bracelets. They're going to be stylish. Maybe they'll say like the name of your favorite sports person, or the name of your favorite cause, or the name of your favorite, trendy person who got a disease, and now you're going to put their name on your thing to be in solidarity. You can be in solidarity with your favorite, whoever gives Shut. Good morning.
How's it going?
Well-ish.
Thought I'd come on and do part of the show too.
So, if you guys haven't seen it yet, we did the best new RPGs that are out right now. Most of those
Holy
are the best of
fuck.
2017, but it's February, so they're the best new RPGs. Go check it out over at Beer Games Beer. Play some tabletop. It's microtransaction stuff, right? It's making their profits go up.
But EA is still complaining about stuff. They,
Of course.
yeah, of course. So
Everyone's just a big
I have to
complaint.
have something like
People
this.
will keep buying their games 9
I
million copies
must.
of Battlefield sold or something like that.
yeah, but unfortunately it sold 1 million less copies than they projected, so they're kind of butthurt about that. This is a weird collection of articles because one set of articles is like EA really upset about their low sales and stuff like that, and then there's another article that's like, well, the CEO of EA was like, yeah, we did really great despite all this other stuff, and if you look at how much we put out on the market and everything, we did really well, and their projected sales are up and stuff, but they're still complaining, and they know everyone's upset about the loot boxes and stuff, and yet they're going to be bringing the loot boxes back.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Their stock is at an all-time high right after they announced that the loot boxes are going to be coming back. Because here's the deal: FIFA, right? So FIFA is a different audience than Battlefield, and they have microtransactions in FIFA. I don't think FIFA, the FIFA audience. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys out there, if you're a FIFA player, but I don't think that they're like the type who sit on the internet all day and refresh pages and look at Reddit and share
Crappy
memes of
picture.
like Darth Vader's helmet with the EA
These
logo
things.
on it and stuff like that. Maybe they do. I think they're just sitting around playing their consoles, playing their games, being like, hey, what's up, bro? You want to play some FIFA? Oh, I'm going to buy these new shoes for $5. Cool, I bought them. And they just do it.
You've been given a yellow card. Pay $1.99 to remove it.
Hey,
You're welcome, EA.
cha-ching.
Yep.
So what's happened is the FIFA game made a ton in microtransactions, and then the investors are like, okay. And then the stock people are like, neat. And then they're like, well, now that we have, we pretended to be good and removed the microtransactions from Battlefront 2, and 9 million people bought it, we've got this huge base that are ripe and ready for microtransactions. You guys fell for it.
Jesus Christ, it's bigger than the Panasonic. Look at the size of that.
Picture that we did like right before Christmas, maybe in,
Jesus
like November or something,
Christ.
when we said when they
That is far too big to have on the house. You can't put one of them on the house. Jesus.
They very nicely took that away from everything, and I'm pretty sure that in that video
My
we said, hey guys,
God.
just watch after the holidays,
Why
all these loot boxes and stuff are going to be coming back again.
doesn't need to
And
be
lo
that big?
and behold,
Yep. And it's, like I said, it's not at all-
Jesus.
Everybody already has this game and they're already hooked on it.
mounting at
So they're not
the
going to want to stop playing. And all of a sudden they're going to be hit by paywalls and they're going to have
That's
all these
crazy.
things, and then EA's probably gonna start-
That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so NVIDIA, this is going to be a quick mention because NVIDIA has decided that they're going to
Can't
start
put one of them on
data
this side
centers
of the
to
house.
process gaming and then allow you to play
But to get an image like this, I could be
hardware
tempted.
like an Apple computer, or you could use like a really small thin client.
That's not fucking live image.
You can play new games like The Witcher
That
on
is.
high settings, pump it on ultra, and that sort of
Now
thing.
to have an
All
image like
streaming
that, I
to your
could be
device,
tempted.
As long as your internet connection is 25 megabits per second or greater,
But
50 megabits per second.
I'd rather have a Panasonic 4K camera.
People have been trying this out.
But the only thing is,
Servers.
I don't really want to pay £4,000 for a Panasonic 4K camera.
Is how crazy are these data centers going to need to be? Number one. Number two, what if 1 million people jump on at the same time? Is NVIDIA going to have 1 million GPUs ready for this? Who knows? And the third thing is how frustrated are people going to be because in order to play the game, every time you log on, it opens up like a new instance, and you have to install the games each time. Like the PUBG takes a few minutes to install.
Yeah.
Witcher takes 8 or 9 minutes. You have to sit there and wait. Like, okay, click, and then every single time you log on, you have to do this. So is that? I mean,
That's just
we've tried this
amazing.
before in the past. Different companies have come
IP cameras all the way forward. Analog. The day of analog is over.
sit down and you look at your Steam library.
The day of analog
You play this,
cameras
you load that up
is
for like 2
over.
minutes, and then you start playing it, and you're like, no, this isn't what I wanted. And then you go through and you launch like 5 or 6 different games and stuff, and then
no more of that. Yeah, that'll take forever.
that will just become the most torturous thing. This will become the worst thing that's ever happened to anyone ever.
To be fair, you're not downloading it to your
One day. One day.
MSRP if it's for gaming instead of mining. So the actual process is you have to go in and you have to get okayed by like a supervisor at the store, and then they will sell it to you for MSRP if you also buy the motherboard, the graphics card, the power supply, and everything else at Micro Center as well. Then they'll be like, sure, if you buy all these other things, we'll give this to you for MSRP.
I mean, what if I came in there and tricked them and then bought, I don't know, bought a bunch of stuff? Here's the weird thing for me is they're not going to stop selling the GPUs at really high prices to the miners. So they sat back in the boardroom and they're like, we got to have all the money. And then someone's like, well, can't we just like do something where we make someone log in and if they've got more than 50 games on Steam that proves they're a gamer? I don't know. They're like, oh, it's a dumb idea that's going to make people who don't have a lot of money. And then they argue. And finally someone's like, no, if we force them to buy tons more stuff, then we can make tons more money as well.
They're not helping anyone except Micro Center. This is just
Jesus. That is just beautiful.
That's pretty much it for there, right?
Guys, 30 sensor. Grab one of these guys. Really comfortable. Got 7 headshots yesterday in the same game.
Well, I've
Guys
seen
were wearing
this
helmets on. I had an M416, so it only knocked their helmets off, but I killed 3 of them.
It was the most epic gone home session ever.
Yeah, very good. I'm very good at going home with this mouse.
Yeah.
Well, I put a 4K camera in 720p resolution. I don't understand
I
that.
got 4 or 5 of them to start, but we're also going to be taking PayPal and all kinds of other things. So check pretty soon for the new store.
Get shirts.
Yep, grab some shirts, all the different varieties. All right, guys, see you in the comments on the website, and we'll see you guys on DTube as well. Later.
Bye.
I need a cigarette right now. Anybody got a cigarette? What's up everyone, Jace2Cents here, and I've got a computer to build. In my last video I showed you guys I got this X37 So I figured what's better opportunity on a day when I don't have a lot of time to time myself than to just use it and how quickly I can do this. And I'm going to make it a little challenging on myself by going with a all-in water cooler as well as executing with blah 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 and see what we can cram inside of this lovely NTXT 8200i. Not very big, but I have a very decent amount of graphics card I use to make sure it fits. But that's why. NTXT 8200i case in the black and red. Celsius S24 all-in-one water cooler that we'll be putting in here. Using this one specifically because I only have to run one power cable to make it work. And that, trust me when I say that's going to be a huge time
What are we
saver.
doing standing out by the side of the road here?
GTX 1080
Wow,
Ti
what's
Superbox.
what's going on here?
Specifically because it is a dual slot card. Most of the 1080 Ti custom coolers have
Tom, we have a
2.5
whole bunch of cameras
slots,
set
some are
behind
even 3
you.
slots.
Tell me a
This
little
is
bit about
one
what we have. I do know
very
that we
few
have
graphics
4,
cards on the
6,
market
7,
that are a
22,
2-slot.
because there's a
Ti.
lot of technology
What Jay
out
wants
there.
to do the
Customers
founder's
will use it.
card.
Absolutely.
I would love to, except for that green LED will flash with our red and black scheme, making this more like a Christmas build. So that's why I'm going with this guy here. The RT Strix X370i gaming motherboard. This is the mini ITX Ryzen board. Of course, we've got an 850 EVO 250 gig SATA SSD just to make more connections and make it a little bit more of a pain in the ass for myself. I could go NVMe SSD, but I'm going with that because it already has an OS on, honestly. So the Trident Z G-Skill DDR4 memory, we've got 16 gigs, 2 8 gig sticks, and then of course our Corsair RM.
If our goal was to be able to identify Ari at 170 feet,
So here's what we're going to do.
we wouldn't.
We are going to, I'm going to get set up here. We're going to have Nick start the stopwatch, and we're going to go from
Crazy. The price they're charging for these Chinese cameras is disgusting, to be honest with
I'm going
you.
to go BIOS because the desktop has to reinitialize.
They're not worth that money.
I've got everything pretty much set up here. Nothing is really pre-unboxed except for the graphics card, so I'm going to have to deal with all of that mess, and then the case is out of the box.
They're making fortunes.
Slight advantage there. Side cutters, zip ties, and my screwdriver is all I've got. So we're going to start the stopwatch, and then we are going to go.
Nah, sorry, but they're not worth that amount of money. Not for a cheap Chinese make. No way whatsoever. 500-600 quid maybe. But not £3,000 in no way. Not for a Chinese camera. fuck's happened here? Shit. Oh shit, have I just been figuring what's going on with this game? You just crashed. No. Oh. What the hell? Right, get off. Messing around like that. Must try. Oh, you just... Damn you. Get off.
guys need to see the government document that shows treatment and hard level? Do you like treatment document? No? Oh, you're asking the wrong guy. I don't actually work for it. I'm trying to expose you guys. Oh, okay, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Don't know about the parking lots here. Yeah. I can't do that. Hey, you never know what you're gonna get when they put words out on the street car. You never know. You get the chicken man. That's gonna try to street
Chicken man.
Would you be interested if you guys had done a document?
Ooh.
Check it out. Thanks, Greg.
It's getting a bit cold. It's getting a bit cold. It's getting a bit cold in here. Fresh coffee time, maybe? Jesus, it's cold. I could open some more of these cameras. Another one came today. Another camera came today, but I don't know. We've got what we got out there to open. We've got two of these cameras. I've got some of them network things that send the network over the power line adapters, that's the word. I've got two of them to install. It just came. I've got a little network switch because this router only has 4. Ooh, it's getting cold. Only has 4 outlets on it, so I've got one of them. I've still got that power over Ethernet switch to install as well. So I can put them Panasonic pan tilt and zooms outside. Parita! These cameras are power over Ethernet. We've got 90 meters of cable, 330 meters. There's quite a few bits and pieces in the hallway that need to be opened up actually. All gathered that I haven't opened yet. Whoa, is this microphone even working? Oh, 1, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, testing. 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 1, 1. Damn it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, testing. Right, hold on. Just catch up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1. You are not very loud at all for some reason. Damn you. Damn you. Didn't know that wasn't working properly. Properties. No, I don't want to listen back. I want you on 100%. Apply.
You do have my friend up there. She always comes out here every weekend. Hey, Truth? Yeah, she's staying at the top of the there. Should we go have a talk? You know what? Maybe we'll go back to it later. I just want to talk.
That was a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah, that's much better. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing, testing. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's better. Right, that's the microphone fixed. It's the microphone fixed. Sweet little Whoa.
If you haven't handed them out by then, we will nosy about the downtown office that goes right down here on Congress. So, because the reason I like doing it at the Capitol, I was here yesterday too, is the symbolism here. This is Texas, and this is the capital of Texas. And doing it here at the Capitol is to me making a big statement, because this is the government building, right? I mean, these are the people that were put in power by we the people to make sure that stuff like this doesn't happen, right? We appointed these members of Congress, we voted them in, we made these oversight committees of the FBI and the DOJ, which, by the way, in fact, this is actually important. The Senate, I think it's the Senate, either the Senate Intel Committee or the Senate Oversight Committee, whichever one Chuck Grassley is on, they are about to release a memo. So keep that in mind. So not only is the Nunes investigation with the House Oversight Committee, not only is that an ongoing investigation, you also have the Senate, I can't remember if it's the Intelligence Committee or Oversight Committee, who are having their own investigation, and Chuck Grassley is about to release that memo. So this is, I mean, would it be illegal for it to touch the building? It wouldn't be illegal, but it would be a bit of a bother, because we try to shut down this video and they have to send it through the check and scan and everything. Plus, I just want to stay out here with the people and stay out here in the wonderful sun. But no, it would not be illegal. We filmed videos in there before, but since we're live right now, that could be a bit of an issue. Yeah, when we have to shut it down and then take the camera and scan it and everything. Although I've always wondered that if you could do a live broadcast while it's actually going through the scanner. So maybe some other time. But for this time, I think I've got probably 20 left. Yeah, I'd say probably about 20 of these memos left to hand out here today. And we'll check and see if you guys want one. And that's cool.
Hey, Frugal.
You guys from Australia? Oh. Maybe less than 20 left. But we're not signing off this broadcast until I complete my Patriot Challenge today, which is to hand out 50 Nunes memos at the state capitol in Austin, Texas. And we're halfway there. We found some Patriots, we found some counties. Colors too. Colors.
Why?
About to blow wide open.
Need some light.